If you're a therapist looking at taking insurance, or maybe you're a client looking for a therapist who takes insurance, I want to kind of bring something to your attention with a platform called Headway. I'm by no means sponsored. I just want to share some of the information that I have now that I've been using it since July of 2023. And I wanted to make sure that if you weren't aware, you have the information as well. Hi, my name is Ariel, aka Dr. A, and I'm a licensed professional counselor in Texas. I specialize in trauma, depression, and anxiety. So, looking at the Headway platform, I know there's a lot of different things like BetterHelp, and I think there's a couple of other ones. BetterHelp is definitely the most common one, Talkspace and all of that. But I hadn't heard of Headway until a representative had reached out to me in the summer of 2023. Before taking insurance, I was strictly private pay. I really wanted nothing to do with insurance. In all honesty, I didn't want to deal with having to go through the actual paperwork of getting credentialed for insurance and them needing different diagnoses before deciding if they're going to pay for clients and all of that. But some of that stuff has changed. Also, with Headway, the representatives, they go ahead and do the paperwork for you to get credentialed. And so I just wanted to talk about what the experience has been like for me since July of 2023 and give y'all some opportunities to kind of see if this is something that you want to try out as well as a therapist, or maybe if you are a person searching for a therapist, a good place to look, especially if you want to use insurance. So I live in Texas, and so I wrote down I wrote down the insurances that are being taken for me and what the prices are specifically for what therapists will be paid. I know for my clients, the prices range anywhere from completely covered, it's no charge to them. I have a couple who are paying $20 per session, a few that are paying $30 per session, and maybe a couple who are paying $50 per session. But from the most part, what I see, people are paying between $20 and $30 per session, which is a lot better because I charge $115 per session outside of insurance. And so through Headway, I'm looking at what it is, but through Headway, it looks like there's Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas, Oxford, Oscar Health, United, Aetna, and even though I'm in Texas, an in-network is Blue Cross Blue Shield Massachusetts. For whatever reason, I'm not sure, but those are it. So they break it down between different sessions. I know some therapists do 45-minute sessions, some do 60-minute sessions. I personally do 60-minute sessions. I like to push my sessions as far to that hour as I possibly can. And so mine are typically 60 minutes. But I will give the prices that therapists are paid per 45 and per 60 minutes with these specific insurances because I'm in Texas. These are all the information that I know. So with Blue Cross Blue Shield Texas, for 60 minutes, therapists get paid $92.04, $92.04. If you're doing 45-minute sessions, it is $61.28. And if it is your first session with a person, regardless, it is $88.31. And that's Blue Cross Blue Shield Texas. Next is Oxford, Oscar Health, and United Health. And they all have the same prices. So for a 60-minute session with Oxford, Oscar, and United, it's $120 paid to the therapist. For a 45-minute session, it is $80 paid to the therapist. And for the very first session, it is $123 paid for that first session for Oxford, Oscar, and United. Next is Aetna, and they pay the most. And Aetna is $129.74 for a 60-minute session to the therapist. If it's a 45-minute session, it's $103. And then if it's the very first session, it's $132.28. And that's with Aetna. And then last is Blue Cross Blue Shield, Massachusetts. And theirs is $120 for a 60-minute session, $85 for a 45-minute session, and $145 for a first initial session. And so those are the prices that the therapist gets paid per session. And I already discussed kind of what the clients are paying, at least what mine are paying based on what I've been seeing. Blue Cross Blue Shield takes the longest to get credentialed. I started this in July of 2023, and all of the other insurances, the Oxford, Oscar Health, United, Aetna, those were all done by August. My Blue Cross Blue Shield, which just happens to be also the most that people have in the area that I'm at, that did not get credentialed until about November, I want to say. They originally thought it would be September or October, but it was about November, I believe, when it finally got credentialed. So just FYI, if that's something that you want to start as a therapist, it's going to take longer for Blue Cross Blue Shield. If you're a client or a person looking for a therapist that takes insurance, by the time they're on Headway, they could already have everything credentialed or they could not. But I think this is valuable information and a good resource to have if you are thinking about taking insurance or if you're looking for a therapist that takes insurance. Headway is a good platform to use. I haven't had any issues in the time that I've been using them, which is why I'm making this video. Again, it's not sponsored, but I feel like it has made it very easy for me to take insurance, considering this is not what I was doing for the first 4 years in my private practice alone. But it has greatly helped a lot of my clients, and I think it could greatly help a lot of somebody else's. So I wanted to share that. But yeah, I have a link below for therapist. If you're looking at wanting to join Headway, I'll link my referral thing kind of below. It's not a sponsored video, but any therapist who joins Headway then has a place to refer afterwards. And so if you want to give it a look, go ahead. And that is all. This is my YouTube channel, Therapy Conversations. I hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, bye.